Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the eighth wonder of the world. I say that because it's wondrous, and it's eighth, and there's 7 out there already. We're here at the Sailor Center on the beautiful campus of Mona Shores High School for tonight's really crosstown rivals. It's kind of like football crosstown rival. It's really like Tobacco Row in the ACC. It's Muskegon coming across town to play the Sailors of Mona Shores, my friend.
Yes, it is. And you know what? They're coming across over here with the boys. The girls went across to the other side. So it's a crosstown rivalry all night long, boys and girls tonight.
Yep, it's going to be a great night of basketball tonight. It's going to be a tale of 2 programs. It's going to be a program in Mona Shores that's rebuilding with new head coach Brad Kurth, who comes in as a very veteran coach. So he did many years of coaching the girls, and now we find Brad, who's transferred over to the male part of the basketball program, boys basketball head coach. Brad is the first head coach in 20 years to be in the building coaching. The last coach was Coach Andres.
Wow.
Over 20. He coached my son Christopher and Nicholas. So it has been a while, but to have a head coach in the building is huge. We're also joined by a very dear friend of ours, Mike Meekoff, the founder, the legend of M7 Sports. Welcome, buddy. How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm good. Hey, I got a question off the top. What does the M7 stand for?
Meekoff 7.
Meekoff 7?
Yeah.
Oh, the number 7 is what?
That was my football number when I was younger.
Oh, nice.
Was it? Oh, well, that's
always
that's
been
a
my favorite
good name.
number.
Hey, I see Coach Bronson was here too. We got to get him in too. We can get some questions all around and have some fun tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, I got to go back to when I first met Mr. Mike Meekoff. Do you remember that day?
Yeah, absolutely.
It was baseball.
It was baseball, yeah.
Yes, sure was. And I remember I didn't recognize who this kid was. You know, he's up here in the press box. We're getting set up. He's kind of getting set up, that kind of stuff. And we had the opportunity to start talking. He says, "Yeah, I'm getting this thing going." You were just getting going that year, wasn't it? That was your first year.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
a few months in, too.
I thought, man, this is really cool. So immediately I went in and found you, throwed you some love out there, and we've been throwing you guys love ever since.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate it.
I tell you, you have been sharing exceptional content that is, sailor-related, sports-related, all that kind of stuff. You're going places. I'll tell you what, you're doing a fantastic job, Mike.
You guys do a great job.
Thank you.
And I can't echo enough compliments to you because, my colleague over here, the Godfather, just the accolades. You do a first-class job, Michael.
Thank you.
Keep doing what you're doing. Questions for them. What do you see yourself doing down the road with this once post-high school? Michael,
I want to honestly go
degree.
Absolutely, and I want to go out of state in a big market to try to get an internship somewhere for college. I was looking at Maryland, Washington, somewhere in a big market area with big level college teams, pro sports, where I can get hands-on experience.
But you also got to remember, do they have a big time sports journalism program?
Absolutely. I've looked at that a lot.
Yeah, right. Well, good for you, buddy. I think about you all the time. I've been watching as we get closer and closer to football now, some motivational stuff. And I will always bring you up as the kid that did everything right for all the right reasons.
Thank you.
You tried hard. You worked hard. You had a good work. I mean, you'll always ball as long as I'm coaching, and I want you to know that.
Thank you.
And I love you dearly.
I'm a little bit upset that we weren't able to steal Mike early in his career.
I know. He's gotten too big
we
now.
Tried. I tried. You tried. But you know what? Honestly, I wouldn't take it away from what you're doing. What you're doing helps us. Hopefully what we're doing, I try to share your stuff and push it out there. We got 4,600 people that are part of Sailor Nation Sports Network.
Absolutely. And
4,600 people.
And I try to look at those groups where like and I think those Facebook groups help kind of get my content out there more than anything else. Like for Muskegon, they have Big Red Nation. For you guys, you have Sailor Nation Sports. And every time I post something related to it, I always share it to the groups, and it really helps. So what you guys have done and built up has really helped me get my stuff out and built up in a way. So I really appreciate that.
We've got to work together, and we always will. With that said, Michael, you've been around sports all your life, and being in here, Brad Kurth comes in now as the first head coach in 20 years to be in the building.
Wow.
Okay, now, Doug Burris was here for a short term, kind of like an interim type guy. Where are we with Mona Shores basketball right now? Other than 2-8, we know the record's not that good. He's young.
Obviously, this isn't a secret that this year is probably not going to end well.
Oh no!
But what Coach Kurth built with the girls program
right
over several years, and he had a Miss Basketball candidate. They won a district. I think they might have won a regional. I'm not completely sure about that. I don't pay as much attention with girls, but what he did with that program was amazing, and I think in the years to come that he can really help turn the Mona Shores boys program around. There's a lot of potential in the lower levels, and I see a lot of promise.
I did some research. Mona Shores has only had 10 winning seasons in boys basketball.
Yep.
All right. And 10 winning seasons in a conference, okay, in 55 years. They're kind of like football was until Koziak came in. Do you see the similarity of what Kurth is trying to do? Because I talked to him.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I think he's a great coach. And, what's happening this year isn't on him. I think it's just tough on any group of kids. I think it's tough on any group of kids that have 4 different coaches in 4 straight years
it's
come
horrible.
in. And so you think about, when I just say that, it doesn't sound like it. But when you think about that, if you're a senior, every single year you've been in high school and played high school basketball, you've had a different head coach.
Right.
And so you have somebody every year telling you, I'm going to do it this way, we're going to win, we're going to turn the program around, and then they just leave at the end of the year for different reasons.
No continuity.
Yeah, so by the time you get here, it's just repetitive, and so you kind of need a new batch of kids to come in with the same message for a longer period of time to help turn it around.
You look at Koziak's first year, 1 win.
Yep.
Second year, 2 wins.
4 wins.
4 wins. Winning season since then, playoffs since then, other than one time.
Yep.
Kurth can do it with this group of kids. I think I watched the JV game. JV is flat out good. Those kids play some ball.
Another thing you got to remember, too, if we're being honest, is that Muskegon has 4 sophomores on varsity.
Wow.
And
they do?
They do.
Oh, that's a huge difference then. Yeah, right.
And so, I think Muskegon's best player. I think what Muskegon's best player is going to be within the next few years is Jordan Briggs. He transferred from Orchard View back when he was in 7th or 8th grade, and this is his first year playing varsity, and he's just a knockdown 3-point shooter. It's hard to find that kind of skill level in high school, and he's just a sophomore, and he's
So changing the tune a little bit, let's go to Muskegon. Let's go to Keith Guy, who is now the winningest coach
in Muskegon basketball history. Yep.
I played at Muskegon with the legendary Hall of Famer Mike Murphy, who just passed away at 99, and Coach Murphy was just the best. But my senior year, we were good enough. We made it all the way to the quarterfinals, and we lost to Flint Northwestern. And if we would have won, I would have played against Magic Johnson from Lansing Everett. But
you would have got smoked.
Magic would have ate me up. But tell us, look at what Keith Guy has done at Muskegon now. And you talked to him quite a bit. Fill us in on Muskegon basketball.
Absolutely. I think, and I don't want anyone to take this the wrong way, but right now he is the best coach in the Muskegon area. What he does, not just on the court that everybody else sees, but what people don't see, what he does for his players off the court as far as building relationships and, getting people to believe, a group of young men to believe in him. Well, most people just assume that Muskegon was really good at basketball for a while. You go back and look, and for the most part, that was Grand Haven's district in basketball. And they were a little above 500, and what he's done there, they've lost 29 games in almost 10 years that he's been there. That's amazing.
It's 3 games a year.
I think he's only lost 3 or 4 conference games since he lost, if I'm thinking right, he lost two games to Zeeland East his first year, then went on a 50-something game winning streak, lost to Reese Puffer 2 years ago, lost to Zeeland East earlier this year, and lost to Puffer on Tuesday.
How good is Zeeland East this year?
He's lost 5 games in I think 8 years, and so that's
how
just
good is
incredible.
Zeeland East this year? Are they that good?
They're really good.
Yeah,
that's
what I'm told. I mean, Kurt told me they're that good.
Big game for them tomorrow against for Muskegon against Zeeland East, and
where's the game at?
It's at Muskegon.
Is it?
And so I wonder if they'll be able to bounce back from that and be able to beat them and get on a hot ride heading into districts.
Yeah. Were you at the Muskegon Puffer game?
I was not.
You were not?
I had somebody there, and I honestly didn't go because I thought Muskegon was going to win by a lot.
Yeah.
Because I went to the first
Took
game.
them to double overtime.
I went to the first game, and
Yeah.
Muskegon won by like 15,
Right.
I want to say. And so Heights had their only home game of the year on Tuesday, and so
Yeah.
I decided to go to that one because I had never been
Well,
to their
good
gym.
for you. Good
Yeah,
for you.
and so I was constantly paying attention to that game though,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I couldn't believe Reese Puffer pulled it out, especially
No, I know
with
it.
they were Reese Puffer was up by 13 with 3 minutes left in the game, and Muskegon tied it up somehow, and so
Yeah.
it went to overtime. And so I'm thinking Muskegon won. There's no way that they can come back. I don't know any team that can come back after blowing a 13-point lead. I thought they'd just be deflated.
Right,
And
yeah.
all of a sudden, they win in double overtime.
Yep.
Crazy game. Crazy good game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good game.
You said I had somebody at this game, and I had. Who is this? I had. How many people you got working with you now?
During football, I had 5. Right now, I have 3.
Do you pay them?
No.
Good for you. No, it's like, is there something they want to get into as well, and you're grooming?
Yeah, absolutely.
Others?
And
Good for you,
it's just
Michael.
people that I want to give experience to, and that have that just love sports. And the reason they're volunteers is because they love sports and they want to be
yeah.
there.
Right.
And it takes a lot of hours when you talk about going to games 5 or 6 days out of the week, and they just love doing it. And so I think about it. If you like, I don't really have the budget to pay them, but if you do pay them, you get guys that don't really want to be there that are just doing it for the money.
Right.
I know my guys don't want to do it for the money at all. They're there because
How
they
many
love it.
hours a week do you log roughly? 40?
I spend about probably 4 to 5 hours a day. So I don't know if you want
So
to.
5 times 7, let's just sort of be 35. You
Probably.
don't count weekends, yeah. It's a long time.
It is, and honestly, from what we have to do here, and really the setup, the preload, if you will, that gets put into a broadcast, and the different varying commercials that you develop over the years, and the overlays, setting up the score overlays, all that kind of stuff, transitions, working on trying to turn it over to Connor for the remainder of this year, and hopefully he'll be able to do it more and more. And a great opportunity coming with the potential of the new video scoreboard as well. That program actually has
and
curriculum.
the turf. I was really excited about.
It has
it
has curriculum that's built right into the broadcasting.
How's it going?
That will allow students to be able to learn how to use all of that electronic stuff. And while doing that, they're also going to learn how to do this.
Yep.
Because these dovetail together
Yeah,
absolutely completely. So
Connor was a guy I actually tried to get. You guys snagged him.
We know. We heard all about it.
He
We
mentioned
heard,
it
don't
to
you
me,
worry.
and I'll forgive you for that one, Mike, for trying to steal one of our guys. But
So what are
we pay better.
yeah. What are we going to see? What are we going to see in tonight's game, Michael?
Honestly,
Is Muskegon run?
I think so. And I was at the last game between these two teams,
Yeah.
and Mona Shores got off to a really good first quarter.
Yep.
And they actually had the lead at the end of the first quarter, but then Muskegon started pressing full court, and then it just got out of hand. So
Yep.
I think if Muskegon presses from the get-go tonight, it's going to be over fairly quick.
Yeah, I would agree with you. Shores is young. They start 3 juniors, 2 seniors. What does Muskegon start?
What?
Are they young as well?
Yeah,
They got
absolutely.
the
They're
4?
really young. They got, I told you, probably their best player, Jordan Briggs, is a
You're right.
sophomore. They have a pretty good senior in Khalil Stimage, a transfer from East Kentwood. They have a little guy, Fred Hull, that can really shoot some 3-pointers. He's a senior. So you got young talent there. I don't think Fred starts for them, but you got some young talent there. They have a couple seniors, but I think for Muskegon they're probably a year away. But I think next year they're going to be serious state championship contenders. And
Have you got anybody at the Shores Muskegon girls game tonight?
No, I don't.
No. Okay.
No.
Shores girls are good.
Yeah,
I've enjoyed watching them. Joe and I have got them.
I have a lot of respect for Mike Phillips and what he's done with that program.
Yeah, he's done a nice job.
He's probably one of the best guys to me, and I'm rooting for him. He does a great job.
Yeah.
What is it? How possible, in your mind, how would it be possible for the Sailors to win this game tonight? It's a tough question, but for me, and my
Honestly,
perspective is
if they find a way to break the press and they stall the heck out of the game.
Well, and I think it's going to take a little bit of help from the Big Reds as well. I think they're going to have to be, looking past this game, into playoffs and that kind of stuff.
I don't think they will be looking past this because they've just lost 2 in a row. I know they're going to be fired up.
And they're not going to want to lose against the crosstown rivals.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is a big game, no matter what sport it is, no matter. We just did competitive cheer last Saturday. And you know that there's a lot of rivalry there with the Muskegon team and the Mona Shores team there.
How tall is Muskegon this year? Are they 6'7", 6'8"?
They're not really that. Like, you got Ethan Hill, who's a junior.
Yep.
That's 6'8", I think. Khalil Stimage is pretty tall, but then I think COVID's kind of affected them as far as they haven't been able to get in the weight room as much. And you can see a difference if you're watching down there between last year and this year as far as the weight room. And so I think when they get in the weight room this summer, they're going to be really good.
How long has Guy been at Muskegon now?
Since 2012.
So 8 years.
Yep.
That's a fantastic amount to do in 8 years worth of time.
Absolutely. And in the second year, he won a state championship.
It's incredible.
With them.
That's incredible.
They had a really talented team that year, if you remember.
And the following year, too. The following year, they were really good. Because I had Didi on my show.
Davis.
Yeah, Big Didi. And he was something. Now he's in the G League. So what else is going on with Mike Meekoff?
Just
how's the family? Mom and Dad are good.
Yeah, they're doing.
Little sister's good. Have you started applying to schools, or is it still too early?
I haven't taken the SAT yet.
Oh, you haven't?
I'm waiting to take that when
you
I
take
get back
that in
from
April.
April. Yeah, like
the middle of April. That's when I have to.
April.
And you're a junior, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So there's one more year left for you to come work with us. I mean, if you wanted to, pause M7 or.
No, I appreciate that. I can't do that.
You could be part of. Like there's ESPN, ESPN2.
Yeah.
It could be ESPN, Sailor Nation Sports Network, Sailor Nation
M7 Sports Network.
Sports.
We can throw it in there.
We're pretty much doing that already.
Truthfully, I just like. It's not even really about Shores to me. It's about the whole Muskegon community and everybody I've gotten to know. Like Keith Guy is one of my favorite people that I've gotten to know over the last few years. And
Kim, and if you could, down on the Muskegon side, Keith Guy is walking the sidelines there. Let's get a good, quick shot of Keith Guy down there.
He's pretty casual looking tonight, too.
Yep.
Usually, he's got the tie and the suit on.
Yeah, I was like at the beginning of the year, I know, because every time I had covered them, he always wear a full suit and tie. And the thing is, it would always be a different suit coat.
Oh, yeah.
And so I always would kind of
he's got some deep pockets. He can do okay.
He can dress really good. So I would look forward to.
He dresses really.
Thank you very much.
He dresses really well too.
I would look forward to what he was wearing every game. And so then this year I see. The first time I see them, he's wearing. Yeah. He's wearing something like that, and I asked him about it, and he's just like, "Mike, it's COVID year.
Oh yeah.
Everything's different this year."
Now, how's his stepson Cameron Martinez at all?
He's doing really good. I actually got the chance to see him last week for the first time in like 8 months.
Where'd you see him? Did you go down there?
Yeah, no, I saw him at a Muskegon game. He was home for the weekend. The last time I had seen him before that was his open house.
Oh, okay.
So it was really good to get to talk with him. I've talked like over text and stuff like that, but it was really good to get to talk with him. And he's always somebody that I've loved talking to.
Oh, I bet you do. You have a nice demeanor, Michael.
One of the things, Mike, that you have, and we get it, immersed with Mona Shores, but one of the things that you get to do is you get to travel all over this county.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you get to meet future legends in whatever sports that they're doing. That's one unique thing that's different about what you're doing than what we're doing.
Oh, yeah.
And I wouldn't change what we're doing, but I certainly don't blame you for not just being with us. Doing what you're doing is fantastic.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And he mentioned it, you've got a nice touch with everybody. You talk to adult coaches and parents and whoever it is, players, they respect you, and it's the way that you carry yourself. And I think that's a fantastic.
Absolutely, yeah.
You got a fantastic start in
a
a future ahead.
Changing subject real quick. What's going to happen up in Montague? Who's going to be the new head coach now that Cody Cater's going to Muskegon?
I have no idea.
That was a shock.
Yeah, I know.
That was a big shock.
I have no idea, and I didn't even know that was public yet, to be honest with you.
I don't think it is, but around the coaching world.
But I don't know what's going to happen with that head coaching job. I originally thought Cater was going to get it.
I thought he was a shoo-in at Montague.
Yeah,
I think everybody
but at this point, I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know either. I know Holton's going to start interviewing. They hope to have one right after spring break.
I will say I really liked working with Pat Collins up in Montague. He's first class all the way.
I coached a couple of years with Pat at Reese Park. Pat's a class act, does a nice job. Be interesting to see what he's going to do too.
Yeah, I heard he had a couple options out there, so we'll see what he does. Yeah.
Oh, good for him. Now he's got a couple more kids to raise.
So
what's your schedule the rest of this game now? What are you going to be doing?
I'll be back up here at halftime, but during the game I'll be filming the highlights. You can check them out on this group page.
Okay.
After the game, I'll post a YouTube link. I got a camera. I'll be taking some pictures, and then after the game I'll be interviewing both coaches and the best player from the winning team.
Joe, why don't you finish up with him so we can see him in halftime?
Yeah, Mike, I just wanted to thank you for taking time. Obviously, you've got a great thing going. You got a lot of stuff out there. To give us as much time as you has been a blessing to us. I appreciate you taking the time.
Thanks for having me on.
And honestly, I loved giving you the full rights to share your stuff out there because it helps us out. And keep up the good work. It really does help. You're helping everybody in Muskegon County get that exposure. You found out just as much as we did how important your work was during the COVID time, getting that stuff and having that. Fantastic. Great job. Great work. Keep it up. And we'll absolutely be looking more and more for your future posts.
Well, hey, thanks for having me on. We'll see you at halftime.
Yep. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Michael. And we're going to have another guest right after the national anthem.
After the national anthem.
It's going to be, yes, we're going to get it, but we're going to get him on earlier.
And we are going to give you guys the opportunity to listen to the national anthem. Thank you for joining us through that national anthem, and thank you for joining us for this broadcast, everybody out there, Sailor Nation Sports Network, from the John Vandervelde, the Nexus Realty broadcast booth here at the Sailor Center, and it's Mona Shores versus the Muskegon Big Reds here today. And right now, we go from one local legend to another. Mr. Nick Bronzema, head coach of the Orchard View boys basketball.
Well, not only is he head coach of the boys, but he's 16-1 head coach of the boys basketball.
But more importantly and more near and dear to my heart, he is Mr. B and always will be Mr. B to me because he was also one of my kids' teachers back in kindergarten.
That's
really?
right. Hello, Isla.
Yeah.
How are you?
Yeah. So, welcome. Thanks for joining us.
my friend.
Hey,
Thanks
guys.
for taking some time. And congratulations. What a heck of a season.
Thank you so much, guys. You know, it means a lot to come back to the alma mater and watch hoops here. We are, in fact, having a really good year, and we're just really blessed right now at Orchard View.
We'll take a moment here and pause for the introductions of the Mona Shore Sailors.
Please be sure to pick up the Senior Night program that gives a detailed bio of each senior player and visit the picture wall of the 4 seniors that are celebrating their final season in the Sailor Center as Mona Shores basketball players. Thanks for all you've done to make Mona Shores a better place. Starting at guard, Lincoln Park Elementary, number 2, Keontae Richard. Starting at guard, junior from Orchard View Elementary, number 0, Dimitri Roberson. Starting at center, junior from Lincoln Park Elementary, number 24, Donovan Russell.
Donovan Russell starting in there.
Starting at senior,
Last home game for these kids.
Ross Park Elementary. He's got a GPA of 3.5. He's taken several challenging AP classes. And Drew's favorite basketball memory was going to March Madness games with his dad, number 14, Drew Southall.
There was a nice article about Drew's dad in the Chronicle.
Drew's dad is the best of the best.
Is he really?
The nicest guy I've ever met.
It was a wonderful story.
Oh, perfect. Tom Kendra.
Tom does
Tom's
such a
good
nice job.
Wonderful.
He has many accolades as a goalie for soccer and was a kicker for the back-to-back state champs football team, number 13,
Keegan de Kuiper's another just class act, all of these kids at Mona Shores, I'll tell you.
Solid families.
Yep. All right, while we've got you here, and we're going to get into your season later on, you know both of these teams. You've coached here. You know
Yes,
the
sir.
game of basketball. What is Brad Kurth's doing? You've gone to a new school, having to restart it.
Yep.
What's Brad Kurth working with right now to change the clientele?
Hey,
here?
I tell you what, I got to watch firsthand this summer. We the Orchard View Cardinals, we were working out at Mona Lake, and up walks Mona Shores kids.
Yeah,
and I have to
he
tell
told me
you,
he was going to work there.
I have to tell you, they are putting in the work. They're putting in the time, and they will close that gap. You know, it does take time when you start a program over. But I tell you what, they've got the right man in charge. They are on the right path.
You went through those growing pains at Orchard View. It takes time to change. You're not changing the program. You're changing the culture of the program. You know, Nick Bronzema has his way of doing it. It's going to take a year or two to do it. Brad Kurth with these kids right here. For instance, how many teams do you see play a zone? You don't see many zones. Now, look, he's in a zone right now.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And to add to that, we run a zone, actually.
Do you? Yeah.
We absolutely love running a zone. We pride ourselves in being different at Orchard View, and, you know, I think that's probably what, you know, Coach Kurth is probably trying to pack things in a little bit against the Muskegon Big Reds, knowing that they're athletic, and that's, you know, that's
you
probably.
hate to say this, they may be bigger, faster, stronger right now. You know, they just are. They're just, you know, a little taller, a little quicker.
Yep.
Well, and again, you know, you talk about it being his first
nice pass.
season.
Nice pass down low.
To be able to instill all that movement, all of that speed. You look at the development from you know, last year, this year with the girls team. We broadcast a few weeks ago. We did the girls, and they were on fire. I mean, they were clicking and moving, and it takes time. It really does take time for a coach to get that built up in the program.
You know, a lot of teams don't play though, but Jim Boeheim at Syracuse is legendary with his. I mean, it's incredible to see it.
It's really it really goes into what you believe.
Right.
And Jim Boeheim is famous for, he's that 2-3 zone guru, and he's never coming out of it.
No.
And so his kids know they have to adjust, and they got to make it work. Otherwise,
absolutely,
it's not gonna. They're not gonna
absolutely.
win.
So what are you going to see in this game?
So with
Nick?
Muskegon, you're going to see heavy ball pressure. You're going to see athleticism from them. But with Brad, I think what you're going to see is they're going to, they're going to try to slow the ball down, and they're going to look to get it inside to Russell. And from what I hear, I haven't been able to watch a whole lot, but I hear Schwartz is quite the shooter. And Drew Southland, I believe Drew's going to have a big game tonight.
Yep. I remember when you were head coach here, you had a tournament game at Kennewa Hills.
Yes, sir.
You knew you had to do something to change on.
Yes, sir.
And you milked the clock to death.
Yes,
and you remember that game.
Yes.
I remember that game. And I thought
3 points.
I thought it was a great scheme. I thought, it is what it is.
Yeah, so
I can't run with you. I can't do this. So what do I know that I can do that's going to be successful to take you out of what I know you can do well?
Absolutely.
And isn't that coaching?
That's exactly
That's
what
what I
coaching
think it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, Muskegon's come out and hit a couple threes here now, and a 2-pointer. They're 3 for 3 from the outside.
I tell you what, though, I like the composure on Shores' end right now. They look like they're not playing too fast for their pace. They look pretty poised out there right now.
And that's
I hope we're not taking you away from your dad.
No, this is fun.
Okay, good.
Absolutely
You're going to stay
love
here
this.
then. Good.
I love it.
You mentioned that they're not overpacing themselves. They
Yes,
have
sir.
to play their game to be successful against this team. It's
Yes,
a
sir.
tall mountain to climb
Yeah.
to beat this team. But you're right. They have to play their game. They can't get sucked into Muskegon's game, or else they will lose all day long.
Yes, sir.
Earlier we talked to Mike Meekoff, and he just got done talking with Keith Guy, and we talked to him about Brad Kurth, and Nick has mentioned that he mentioned as well. Brad's the first coach in 20 years. You said, Nick,
In 20 years
that
from
is
inside the
in
building.
the school, in the building.
Yeah.
So now you are a coach that's not in the building, and you can relate to that distance, that feeling. How much of a benefit is it to be in the building with your players like that?
From the community of Mona Shores, you having been there,
Ooh.
Beautiful,
Nice
beautiful
block.
block.
you're just really happy for Mona Shores because he's in that building, sees the kids every single day, and he's building that relationships. He's determined, so very happy for these guys.
Yeah, not only building a relationship, but academically speaking, like Coach Kozak, with all state, he gave me a list of my kids that aren't doing well. I had to have a meeting, and that's what you're here for, is education, Nick.
We're students first, aren't we?
Yep, when that is pressured. Well, I shouldn't say pressured. It's prioritized.
Well,
most importantly,
I found this quote when I was making my cover page of my letter to the kids. You're student athletes. You're not athletic students. So it is what it is.
Absolutely.
How's your family? How's your wife?
Oh, man, just
Life
complete.
is perfect, isn't it? Life
It's
is
perfect
good.
right now. My wife is the daughter of a father who coached.
Yes.
And so
Yes, she is.
completely understanding, probably too understanding, but I'm going to take it. And
No, you just enjoy every minute of that, big boy. I'll tell
I was
you.
talking to Scott Southland a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
We were talking about my kids, and my oldest, Harper, she's a lefty, and
Ooh.
she probably was not born a lefty, but as soon as something hit her left hand, I was like, oh, she's a lefty. So I may have messed some things up for poor Harper, but she's going to be a really good left-handed basketball player.
That's how old are the kids now, Nick?
So Harper is 9, and our feisty one, Finley, is 7 years old.
Wow, they're growing up on you, my boy.
They are definitely growing up.
They are growing up.
Time moves quick, doesn't it, Mr. Davros?
My baby's.
Although you don't age one bit.
No, thank you. You're very kind. I'm a grandfather now.
Isla's 14 now.
Oh, my goodness. 14.
Yeah.
Oh,
That went by fast, didn't it?
my goodness. I had her at 5.
Yeah,
Wow.
kindergarten. Yeah.
Wow.
Boom, there's
Yes,
3 right there.
that's
Another
big.
3.
What a hit. I tell you what, I see that kid out working. I think he works at Cherokee. And
Yes, he does.
The nicest of nicest kids.
Okay, this kid can flat out shoot the
Who
rock.
was that,
right
number
here.
3?
Yeah.
Is that Khalil or
Yeah.
Stimich?
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
He can shoot. Man.
Yeah, they've got Briggs, number 2.
They got 4 sophomores, Meekhoff
Yep.
said.
Yep.
Yep. Wow.
Stimmage, and also if you Sidnor, that's a definite Heights Muskegon name.
Oh, Sidnor.
Yeah.
He was the old soup
He was
up in there. Yeah,
right.
exactly, right.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. That's when Heights was really, 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 really good. And they were good with Keith, don't get me wrong, but they had that stretch with Ozzie McCarty and those guys that was something. So tell us about your young man that just set the scoring record. How exciting.
Yeah, Mr. Barnes,
Yeah.
Keontae Barnes.
Is he a senior, I take it?
He is a senior.
Okay.
And I've had the fortunate experience to have him for 4 years and built a really good relationship.
Good for you. Oh, I'm
with
sure you
him.
would.
And, just the kid's magical out on the court. With football, I know you see it all the time where, you see things in practice, but then a certain kid, you put them out in a game and they do things that you don't really see in that practice.
No,
and you just think, wow.
It just goes to a different level, doesn't it, Nick? Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
What about college for your young man? Any interest in some schools? Or
Yeah, I was talking to Scott about that as well. The latest was a college called Chipola College, and they are located in Florida in the Panhandle.
Oh.
It's a Division I community college, and
Okay.
the former coach from Tennessee, Donnie Tyndall,
Oh, yeah.
and Donnie Tyndall's out there, and to me, it was a really nice, they reached out to us, and, we don't know where that's going to go, but he's had, bites from numerous Division IIIs, community colleges,
Good.
D2s a few, and then now he's starting to get a few bites from Division I
Good.
as well. So,
No, that's good.
yeah.
Nice pass. Beautiful move. 3. Oh. And the rebound. Offensive rebound. Got it. Those are gold, especially against this Muskegon team.
Get in
Another
there.
3.
Another
Drains it.
3.
I told you Southland would be up for it.
Southland's right on there, boy. I tell you, 13-11 with 2:34 remaining. I tell you, Coach Kirch's got to be happy.
Absolutely. Look at that hustle.
Yeah.
We talked about it when Mike was up here, what it would magically be that Mona Shores would have to do. And, I mentioned that Muskegon would have to look beyond this game. And he suggested that they wouldn't because they just lost 2. And I agree with them. But the other part of it was Mona Shores, would have to really press hard past their defense. And really work hard. And we're seeing it right now. I mean, they're trailing by 2 right now. But
That's in.
Oh,
Another
offensive rebound. Beautiful. Get in there.
Drew's younger brother, Jake, played football for it. Boy, is he going to be an athlete down the road. And he's tall, too. I mean, he's athletic, and they got some good genes in that family, I'll tell you.
Absolutely.
I tell you, the
Steal,
Sailors
turnover.
are hanging right in there. They're playing good, good fundamental basketball, and that's what you need. Eliminate the turnovers, eliminate the fouls. I mean, it's 2 fouls each. You can't be, more happy than that.
There he is, Drew.
There, Drew again.
Drew stepping up. I've got chills right now. I am so excited with that.
On senior night, no
Senior
less.
night.
And
That
the
kid
zone
deserves.
seems
Yes.
charged right there.
Look at that. The Kuiper. He's pumped.
Yeah, he is.
If Mona Shores could get inside Muskegon's head a little bit, playing the ball that they need to play, that could be a dismantling in the works. We all know that Muskegon has the talent and the capability to overcome that with the, you look at the deficit they erased against Reese Puffer to put it into double overtime. Was it 2 weeks ago?
I think
Was that last week?
Weren't they down?
They were down by 13 and they came back, yeah. So, that even being down by that, Muskegon's a tough mental team, physical team, talented team. Shores has got their work cut out for them, but they're making Muskegon earn it tonight.
Oh, yeah. They're playing confident. They're playing together right now.
Oh, well, that would have been nice if it had fall. That'll end up 2 shots from the free throw line
For Drew Southland.
for Drew.
No. I don't think I've seen Shores look this good against Muskegon in years, to be honest with you, which is good.
They look up for the challenge, right?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, it's senior night. It's the last game at home that they're going to see. There's nothing to lose here. You might as well go out there and leave it all on the court. I mean,
Oh, exactly.
give the best game that you possibly, A+ game. That's what you're going for. Second shot goes. 2 from the free throw line, making it 16-13. Sailors up with 58 seconds left in the first quarter.
I tell you, Nick, one of the things I look for
Yeah.
out of my players is body language.
Oh, sure.
Beautiful
What do you see
steal.
right now, Nick?
Yeah.
Out
Oh,
of these
nothing but
Sailors?
enthusiasm, hustle, excitement. We can do it. I just listened to Lou Holtz today, a motivational speaker. That's exactly what he talked about. What do you see in that kid? Look at their demeanor. Look at their facial expressions. They believe they can.
They believe it.
They believe it. And if you believe, that's a huge hurdle to over.
Get
You're
out.
up by 3.
Absolutely.
And you know what? You can run out the clock a little bit, but again,
3, a little long. Reach in by Sailors.
yeah, reaching right there.
I think they were a little excited right there. And
Yeah.
Well, the run that they've had,
Right.
I'd get
yeah,
excited
exactly.
too.
absolutely.
So, what's your prediction for your playoff run for your team?
We definitely have to play well. We have to play together. We have this, kind of our culture is it's eat, effort, attitude, and team. And, we've had 3 goals all year. And the first goal was to win our conference championship. We got a little help from Ludington. And I owe Thad Shank some pizza, him and his team. And our second goal was to make a run in the playoffs. Now, to me, making a run in the playoffs means, we want to get past round 1 and we want to continue to the next game. And what that means is we just want to play our best basketball.
Sure.
It doesn't matter what the name is on the team we're playing. We just want to be who we are and play to the best of our capabilities.
Who do you have in your district, Nick?
So it's going to come down to we earned the bye. We're the number 1 seed, and we're going to play the winners of – wow, what a block.
Nice block right there.
That's great effort. Get in there. Oh, it looked in from here. So
Bryce Sickengo with the interception there.
Was that his first interception?
Yeah, I think it's his first interception, yeah.
He's celebrating.
Yes, he is.
So,
We have the
your
winner
district.
of Fruitport and Spring Lake on our side. And
Okay.
then on the opposing side, we've got Whitehall is awaiting the winner of Oak Ridge and Montague. And the districts will be played at Whitehall. So,
Oh, all right.
yeah.
All right.
now the West Michigan Christian game,
Yes, sir.
I'm assuming that you've got them coached up very well to know that that's just that's a reality. That's a little bit of a humbling, and that that undefeated thing is out of the way now, and you probably a lot of lessons learned. Did your team rebound off of that pretty well?
I'm extremely lucky. I think you guys would say the same about your surroundings. Immediately after that game, I had people telling me, Nick, especially mentors that have been there. I mean, to go 14-0, I never really told anyone, but to be 14-0, I hadn't done something like that at the upper levels. It was more of like a JV or a freshman thing.
Sure.
And so I was very uneasy. For me, it's a first as a coach, but to hear from mentor coaches telling me that's probably the best thing for your team.
Yep. We talk
Especially
about it all the time.
before playoffs.
Yeah.
And so that was really
And like you, I've been JV forever,
Yes, sir.
and I've had undefeated
yes.
seasons. But
Yes.
when you lose it, you don't learn anything by doing everything right.
right.
You learn from things that happen wrong. You learn from the game, Nick.
You
learn.
have a choice to, right?
Well, right.
Yeah.
You have a choice. You can, we
Yeah.
just did, blah, blah. Or you look at film and it says this. But a timing in a loss, too, toward the end of the season is really beneficial in the big scheme of things, Nick.
Yep.
You're going to learn from this. Look, this is what we did. This is what we got to do. Because if we do what we did against Christian, we nicknamed our playoff run. It was
Operation
Operation Stay Alive.
Stay Alive. Yep.
Whether it
Courtesy
was
of
COVID
Mr. Connor
or
Fritz
loss.
here. It was
But
Operation Stay Alive.
You guys, look, COVID is still around, and if you lose, you're done. It's
Right.
one and done.
Right.
So you can steal that.
Absolutely.
Yes, we'll let you steal that from us.
Absolutely. We want
Operation
that.
Stay
We're going to stay alive.
Yep. And really, I'll tell you, all sports this year with all the COVID restrictions. There isn't a coach that we talk to from a school at all that hasn't, discussed the difficulties of trying to do what you normally do in a COVID year, a pandemic type of a year. Kudos to all the coaches, kudos to all the staff, but my goodness, kudos to the students for keeping their heads in the mental game where they need to be able to play. You got the scoring record and all that kind of stuff in 14-0 season, and
right.
I mean all that kind of stuff in a pandemic year. You're pulling that off. That's fantastic.
We're very fortunate, and I tell you, our kids, really resilient. I mean, I think God intended for us to breathe out of our mouth and nose, but yet we're wearing these masks over our nose and mouth, and I pretend like I could play a game and do that, and there's no way I could.
Oh my God,
the resilience of these kids is unreal.
Yeah.
But the memories people are able to make right now, you can't replace them.
Right.
Nick, what have you guys done at Orchard View to curb, this COVID situation? What protocols have you put in other than masks and stuff?
We really, I think first that, a lot of it is. We're trying to be diligent on things, but the biggest thing is we're not being fearful as far as we're not going to be fearing it every single day. We're going to live our lives. We're not putting ourselves in positions. We're trying to stay around the same people, but our goal, as a coach, I wanted to give them all 18 games. We had a couple of games that were canceled, and I was on that phone, and our athletic director was too, trying to get games scheduled because we want to play as much as we possibly can.
Agreed with you.
And to answer your question, I think we're just kind of doing what all the other coaches and student athletes are doing. We're trying our best to do what we can, but if it happens, I think it's just really going to happen.
Do you test the kids at all on a weekly basis, a rapid test?
We do not. We do the temperature checks. We make sure if they are feeling not well at all, they stay at home. I had a kid today who said, "Coach, I'm not going to come, and just in case I'm not feeling quite right." And so he said he's going to stay home, and I appreciated that. And but our wrestlers have to. I think all wrestlers have to do that. But as far as getting tested before matches,
they're a little down. They're touching, grabbing. I mean, they're all over each other.
I tell you, wrestling is no joke.
Oh no! We just did wrestling Saturday.
Yep, we did the wrestling.
That is no joke, Coach
quad.
Bronsman. You're right, Nick. It's just something.
Well, Nick, it's been an absolute pleasure. I got a chance to talk to you before the game, and man, it's just a bonus. It's like a bonus to have you be able to interview you on Sailor Nation Sports Network. Do you watch us?
Oh, absolutely.
Do you enjoy some of the broadcasts?
One of the things I always tell people is I'm a homebody. I was lucky enough. I often think, how was I lucky enough to be born into the situation I was, where I had, we lived in Norton Shores. I had two-parent household where both my parents loved me and, did the best they could. I had a sister who I loved dearly, and I love the community. I absolutely love the community. Still live in the community. And just, it's an absolute privilege to be on Sailor Nation Sports right now, guys.
Well, listen, we are blessed to have you today because what we're finding out is Joe and I like this. We're pretty much football guys, but we're grabbing other people. Like, you're not going anywhere for a while, so you just enjoy sitting here for a while because we're getting people that really it makes the broadcast better.
Yes, sir.
And we're going to give you all the love that we can, Nick, because you're just a gem to me, and we can't be prouder of you and what you're doing at Orchard View. Nick, are you young or are you senior heavy?
We're very senior heavy.
Okay.
We like what we have in our younger grades, though.
How's the JV program this year?
Our JV is struggling a bit, but again, it's mostly freshmen playing all JV teams of sophomores.
Oh, okay.
And we have a couple of guys pulled up on varsity, so we should be able to continue things.
Good. No, that's really good. Is your conference changing? Any realignment in the conference?
From what I hear, it won't change next year, but it will. I believe
the following
we're going
year
to the WMC,
right. Yes,
which I'm pretty excited about.
And it's really going to help those really lower schools. Like where I'm at right now, doing the Holton. And
wow,
some of those really
look at that
schools.
passing! I'm
telling you,
I haven't seen anything from the Sailor boys basketball like that in years.
They're playing with confidence.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're only down by 1, and you got 4 minutes remaining here in the second period. We got head coach Nick Bronzo, and we're blessed to have Nick.
One of the ways – I'm sorry to interrupt.
No.
One of the ways you can tell they're playing confident is the way they're catching the ball. When they catch the ball squared up to the rim, that means they're unafraid of who's guarding them.
Right.
And typically against a Muskegon team, you'll have what's called a half moon, where they'll catch it sideways, and that moon part is for your rear. Half of your moon is showing, and then the other part is like right there. He caught it. Yep. He's not afraid of the guy in front. He's half moon right there.
Yep.
Now he's regular. If his back is to the defender, that's called full moon. So right now they're catching it. They're catching squared up, ready to fire.
Well, they're squared, and they're looking to shoot right away, too.
Beautiful,
right there.
Beautiful
Look at that
shot.
kid.
Yep, I'm going to take it up right in his face. He gets blocked, I'll get a foul.
That was great.
Yep, oh, yeah.
How much of this, if this is, this stays a tight game.
Yes, sir.
2 periods, 3 periods, how much of this turns into conditioning?
I think more than anything, I don't think conditioning comes into play. I think it's going to be based on who wants it more, and also I think age. I think age. I don't like that call one bit.
I don't like that call either.
I'm partial.
Replay that one.
Yeah.
I'm partial, but he jumped to the side.
Yes, he did. And
that's
he turned,
a block.
Right,
nope, sorry.
Right, exactly. It's a block.
That's a block. I think our age, we're a little bit older. Are we a little bit older? I haven't really watched a whole lot of Muskegon this year.
You haven't had a chance. You're busy coaching your kids. Yeah.
Right.
So how's the community, how's the school gathered around the program now with, you unprecedented times here basketball-wise.
Yes, sir.
It's got to be
Brian
fun.
Montanati, listen to this. So Keontae breaks the scoring record.
Right.
Our AD doesn't tell us, but he gets a phone call recording from Montanati, actually a video recording.
Sure.
Saw that.
Plays it. He plays it for us during the game after he breaks the title. And
it's very cool.
I've been from the area, and I had the privilege to be ball boy for Mona Shores, and Brian Montanati was on that Orchard View team.
Wow.
With can you imagine him and Kerr underneath?
Look at that pass.
Look at that. Go up,
Yeah.
So just a class act, and he's offered to help Keontae. He's called since. He's called me. Our athletic director, Leroy Hackley, has just been nothing but helpful.
Oh, that's great.
And I tell you what, our superintendent, Jim Nielsen, every step of the way, congratulations, being positive with our guys even.
Isn't that nice? It seems, very similar situation here with athletic director Todd Conrad and all the support, Bill O'Brien, Jennifer Bussard. You've got to have that core group of administration backing you and supporting you, and if you don't, boy, it's really tough to coach anywhere.
It really helps you to feel confident about things.
Oh,
Right?
Nice steal. Look at that.
That is an awesome steal. Finish. Nice left. Schwartz got above the rim right there, too.
Yeah, I know
Sure
it.
did.
Looking like his dad.
Yeah.
That's a nice sophomore.
Yeah.
Jordan Briggs.
And Jordan Briggs was one that Mike Meekoff had mentioned quite a bit as an up-and-coming. He's really going to be something.
Yep. He is. He's a good little player.
Yeah, they got 4 sophomores up on the varsity this year. All play quite a bit.
Is this a jump ball?
I think they called a foul.
It is. Okay.
How's your father-in-law doing? What's going on
Russ
there?
Doan. Russ Doan is coaching from home. He's virtually helping. And I tell you what, Russ Doan, it's bugging him. It's really burning him. He's a super healthy guy. And with COVID and everything, he has not been with us.
Oh, no, he's got to be careful.
But he's been with us.
Right.
He's, phone calls. We're,
Good for him.
I'm sending him film. He's encouraging our players through social media.
Good.
And it's absolutely killing
Well,
them.
please give him our best.
Absolutely.
When you see
great,
him.
greatest of
guy.
great guys.
Yep. Do you guys use Huddle at all?
We do.
Do you guys
we
use
love
Huddle?
Huddle.
Yep.
You have your Pixelot camera in the gym? Does it broadcast your basketball?
Yeah, our AD said we need to thank COVID for that.
Sure.
Because we were able to get that, and that's been great. And then also, I think our football team got one of those out by the field.
Sure.
Not very tech savvy, but I'm pretty sure that's what they got.
Okay.
We have huddle here, and Matt uses it on the sideline. I mean, all the electronic end zone camera, this, that.
So 57 seconds left here in the second period. At halftime, we're going to switch our broadcast over to the unveiling of the football championship banner, which is wow, it's got a veil over it right now, but it's going to go in right next to the last year's, and all the plans are to start filling this place up with banners for all the different sports, which is fantastic.
It's such a beautiful gym. Such a beautiful facility.
You know what? The officials, though, have been consistent.
Johnny, let's relocate
with
you
everything
here.
other than, what you and I thought on that one.
Absolutely. What a great take. Those are the little things you got to do to win a game like this.
Right. Those won't be in the box score for anything like that. Is there a huge difference between the boys' game and the girls' game?
I had in-between jobs when I was at Shores, and then after resigning, I went to Grand Rapids Catholic Central.
You did?
With Trevor Hinshaw.
Oh, okay,
and Trevor Hinshaw, he's, a former sailor, athletic director over there. And
I didn't know that.
I helped him out for a year, and that was one of my favorite years ever. The girls there, they really know how to play the game of basketball. They listen really well.
Sure.
I think one of the biggest differences, and I haven't done a lot of girls coaching, but one of the biggest differences is if you give instruction, they'll do it like almost too well, almost robotic. Like they'll listen very well.
Yep.
Whereas guys, they might not listen.
Girls tend to be much more fundamentally sound too, as well. They're not showboating on it. That's the 7th team foul by the Satyrs. Put the Big Reds in the 1 and bonus. Both teams now in the 1 and bonus situation.
Got to thank Johnny, Connor, and Kimmin for doing such a great work on the tech stuff. Connor's running everything that you see on the screen right now, all the replays, all of the switches between the cameras. He is on top of it, doing a fantastic job. Kimmin is our main cam that you see that covers the entire court. Johnny's been picking up all the individual awesome shots as well. And without these guys,
at the buzzer,
it wouldn't be possible. So thank you to all of these guys. So we're now at halftime, and I know that they are in the process of getting set up for the banner. We're going to let the hopefully the audio will come through and let you listen to it as we be quiet.
And we're going to let you go back with your dad
Thank
for a
you,
little
sir.
bit.
Yes,
No, listen, we can thank you. You can go down for halftime, but you're back up here in the third quarter if you can.
All right.
We'd love to have you.
Thanks,
Coach.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
That's
Appreciate
awesome.
you guys.
Oh, you're more than welcome, buddy. Yep. We'll see you in a little bit, buddy. Boy, it's great to have Nick Bronson up here. Oh, you just add so much to our broadcast.
It is always.
Oh.
Thank you. At the end of the 2019 season, Team 57 accomplished something few people in the state of Michigan thought was possible: winning a football state championship at Mona Shores High School. Due to the coronavirus pandemic, it seemed like Team 58 would not get the opportunity to defend the 2019 title, as the season was put on pause multiple times. When play finally resumed after the cancellation of their first 3 games, the Sailors made the most of it by winning their first conference title since 2015, as well as the rematch with their 2019 finals opponent, Detroit Martin Luther King. In typical Mona Shores fashion, Team 58's playoff run was completed with a defensive stop at the goal line as time expired against Forest Hill Central, a last-second field goal against East Lansing, and a comfort-behind victory against Traverse City Central in the state semifinal. For the first time in 3 tries, the Sailors beat Warren de LaSalle at Ford Field. A year after winning the first championship, Mona Shores High School won 2 in a row, completing an undefeated season for the first time in school history. They will enter the 2021 season on an 18-game winning streak. At this time, we'd like the following players and coaches to step forward and be recognized. Please hold your applause until recognition for all accomplishments are complete. Here are the first team all-conference players in the OK Green representing Mona Shores, and they are Brady Rose, Gary Humphrey, Mason Kloss, Bryce Sickinga, Kyrie Hamill, Carson Merrithew, Keandre Pierce, DJ Cavins, and Elijah Arnold. You guys all step forward, please. Individual academic and all-state athletes. I'd like these guys to step forward too. Individual academic all-state athletes Keegan Pfeiffer, James Olson, Min Nguyen, and Brady Rose. The first team all-state players were as follows: Bryce Sickinga, Keandre Pierce, and Brady Rose. Brady Rose was also named the 2020 MLive Football Player of the Year. Congratulations, Brady. Our defensive coordinator not only has several state championships with different schools, but David Check was named Assistant Coach of the Year by the Michigan High School Football Coaches Association. And for the 3rd time in his career, head coach Matt Koziak was named Division II Coach of the Year by the Michigan High School Football Coaches Association. Now let's give them all a great round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the rafters on the visitor's side of the Sailor Center. There you will see our football banners from previous years. At this time, we'd like to unveil yet another football state championship banner. Way to go, Team 58. What a year.
There you have it, folks. The 2020 Division II Varsity State Football Champions, your Mona Shores Sailors, and the banner that is now hanging in the Sailor Center here at Mona Shores. Fantastic night for that. Upcoming, we have the senior recognition. This is senior night here for the Mona Shores Sailors. We should be getting ready to do that here in just a little bit, but we will take a quick break and be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Sailor Nation Sports Network here, live from the Sailor Center, the John Vandervelde and Nexus Realty broadcast booth. And, well, we've had 2 interviews tonight. Why not bring both of the interviewees up here to be able to do some talking? Because, quite frankly, it's cool to have both of you guys up here. Mike Meekoff and Mr. Nick Bronsma. Welcome, guys. Nick Davros is out somewhere politicking somewhere. I'm not sure exactly.
Yeah, I saw
what he's
him go
doing,
down the stairs.
But we're going to sit here and talk a little bit while we got 6 minutes and 38 seconds until the second half of this game. Mike, you wanted to be able to sit up here and talk with Nick Bronsma here.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we were talking earlier, and he echoed a lot of the same stuff you did about Muskegon and the strength of their team and everything else. And it was really interesting from a coach's perspective and somebody that covers sports, how tied, into.
By the way, I will say I'm very surprised the score looks like this.
Well, that's what I was going to go at. So everybody has really kind of thought from the beginning of this that Shores was going to struggle a little bit more. Nick was up here and he was pointing out the fact that Mona Shores is here to play. They're playing very confident. And you had mentioned earlier, when I asked what would be the way that Mona Shores would be able to win this, is to break the press. And they are breaking the press. Not only are they breaking the press, but they are incredibly confident, and they're hitting some very important threes. They're getting the offensive rebounds and being able to put that back in. Those are key. And I guess, again, for Nick as a coach, you as a correspondent here, what do you guys see as far as the mental approach to the second half for Muskegon? We know Muskegon can come back. They're mentally tough. Can Mona Shores get in their head and play a little bit now in the third?
I think
period?
Coach Guy is going to have his team fired up. I I know he's in there angry, and you never like that when you're trying to go against them. So I expect them to make some adjustments and take command at some point. I don't know when it'll be. I've been wrong up to this point. I will say that. So
surprised, not wrong. Surprised.
Yeah, surprised. But we'll have to see. I think with him being such a great coach, I think he'll have him ready in the next 4 minutes.
Nick, you're Brad Kurth.
Yes,
What did your speech say in the locker room?
I'm Brad Kurth, and we battled through COVID. It's been our first season. We're trying to believe in something new. It's a new day at Mona Shores, and it's senior night. And look what the score is, fellas. Look what the score is. 21-20 right now, and we're believing. And you better believe they're going to come out fired up for the second half. I agree with Mike in that Keith Guy it's not going to be the nicest of speeches, and he's going to definitely get in their players' ears, and you'll expect them to come out fired up. Now, whether or not Mona Shores can come out and match their intensity in the second half remains to be seen, but I personally, being from this area, I would love to see it. I love good games like this.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, who do you think's going to have the edge coming out? Obviously these great.
I mean, Muskegon went into half with a little momentum, hitting that layup there at the end to take their first lead. I think of the second. It might have been their first lead of the second quarter, if I remember right. Maybe they led earlier, but they have some momentum. I'm really curious to see how Mona Shores responds, because they've had a few of these games where they've hung in there in the first half or the first quarter and kind of fell off. I want to see how long they can hang in there with a team like Muskegon and maybe be able to finish it out.
You look for emotional things that carry a team, not just for a season, but for a game. Take all the things into consideration tonight. It's Muskegon. They're playing at your house. It's senior night. It's the last regular season game you're ever going to play, and you guys seniors are going to be going in. All of that. What do you think? What do you think that plays as a multiplier?
I mean, it makes you want to play hard, because you've spent the last 4+ years on this court, not just what everybody sees during games, but practicing, whether it's by yourself or anything. I don't know how much Shores players do it as much. I don't know but I know a lot of basketball players' schedules is work by themselves, just extra hours. And so they've put in so much time on this court, and for them, this to be finally their last game, and you look back and it all went so fast that you're going to be playing with a lot of emotion and you're going to play hard. And that's what I kind of see from every team on senior night. It doesn't matter where it is.
Sure.
Hey, Joe, I fully expect Mona Shores to come out in the second half and every one of the 5 slaps the floor on defense. Right now, Michigan State, they're all slapping the floor. Let's go.
There you go. So, Mike, you wanted to come up here. You wanted this opportunity to sit in the broadcast booth with your previous kindergarten teacher.
He's still my favorite teacher ever.
I was just going to say, you got any questions or anything you wanted to say to him while you got him here?
Actually, can I say something?
Sure, absolutely.
He's always doing the interviewing. I'd just like to say, the kid, Mike Meekoff is such an impressive kid. Here he is. He's a junior in high school, and I keep saying it. He's wise beyond his years. He travels to any and every basketball game, and we joked the other day, he's starting to learn the game better than I am. He amazes me. I had to ask him, do you even think about the questions you have to ask to the coaches and players? And it just comes natural now. So he's honing his craft at a very young age, and I'm just really, really proud of him.
Yeah, I have to agree. Listening to him, just a little bit of backstory on it. Mike and I met at a baseball game a couple of seasons ago, and he was just getting started on his M7 stuff. And what was really interesting about it is he presented himself incredibly poised right then and there from the beginning. And ever since, he's built this massive sports, coverage social media platform. And immediately, we gave him full rights to post stuff on Sailor Nation Sports Network, because not only does it help him with the exposure, but it helps us because anything that he's posting is Mona Shores related, and he can be in places that we can't. You know, we can't be at every game. We try to be at as many things as we possibly can, and we appreciate his stuff. We appreciate it very much. So keep doing the work like we mentioned earlier, Mike.
I just want to say, and thank you, and I just want to say this, you know, as far as how many teachers I've had that try to be politically correct about everything, or I'm not saying every teacher I've had bad. I love a lot of the teachers I've had, but he's believed in me from the very beginning in anything I've tried to do, and he's always been not just a great teacher, not just a great coach, he's been a great friend of mine, and I truthfully enjoy talking to him, you know.
Well, and I mentioned it earlier when we were interviewing him before. As a parent that has had a student go through his class, I can echo everything that you're saying. He's been a tremendous role model and teacher and everything else, and you know, we appreciate his existence. So
and I'm really happy to see what he's been doing at Orchard View.
Absolutely, yes, absolutely.
That's one of the best stories I think this season.
Again, Sailors coming out hot. Still up 22-21 here at the beginning of the third period. Muskegon looking to do something, but a turnover is going to end up potentially in a 3-point lead.
Good thought.
Still 22-21. Muskegon looking to press fast. Well, gentlemen, I appreciate you guys again taking the time, not just to fill airtime, but you guys are bringing quality and content to this conversation, and you know, feel free to, you can stay as long as you like. You can stay up here all night. I'd love to have you guys on the broadcast as long as you want. So, but certainly, you know, especially you, Nick, I don't want to take you away from your dad. You know, you're here with him and family and that kind of stuff. You can hang out, like I said, with us as long as you want to. So,
Joe, I absolutely love being up here, but I am actually, it's one of those things where I think I'm gonna take that opportunity. It's not so often I get to be with my father anymore.
And you should.
I enjoy the rest of the game with him. And go Sailors.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Thanks again for taking the time. Appreciate it, Nick. Mr. Nick Bronsma, head coach of the Orchard View Cardinals varsity basketball, headed into the playoffs in a very, very good record. Mike Meekoff from M7 Sports asked if he could come up here and share a little bit of the broadcast booth with him. It was, I'm sure, an honor for you. It's an honor having both of you guys here.
Both ways.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very thanks for having me on. We really appreciate it.
We appreciate you guys too. So we'll let you guys go, and you go down and do some more work down there. Sounds like you got some stuff. So
thanks
guys. Thanks for coming back in. Yep. Appreciate it. So again, Nick Bronsma, head coach, Orchard View High School boys basketball, poised to make a deep run into the playoffs. And also Mr. Mike Meekoff from M7 Sports, your junior here at Mona Shores, covering sports all over the county, high school sports. In the meantime, Sailors holding on to a 24-23 lead, 5:58 left in the third period, giving Muskegon everything that they've got.
Boy, you're not kidding. The athleticism out there. Our kids aren't afraid to play ball tonight.
No, they aren't.
Take it right to the hole. And how nice to have head coach Nick Bronsma and Mike Meekoff on the same night. Yeah. I'll tell you what, that makes it just so nice.
Yeah, we had an opportunity. Mike had asked, because he was a student of Nick's, and he thought it would be cool to be up here in the booth with him. So I'm glad we were able to make that happen.
It's just a different way of reaching out. Doesn't always have to be sports. You know, it says Sailor Sports Network, but we do other things. We're willing to do. We'll do weddings. Invite us to your wedding. We're there for you. I'll tell you.
Live stream a wedding?
Absolutely. Why not in this day and age? But I tell you what, Sailors up by 1, 5:21 remaining here. Nice home game for the Sailors and for our seniors in a nice tribute.
Once again, need to thank Kim and Kotis with the main shot tonight.
The best in the business, I'll tell you.
Kim and Kotis, Impact Media. He will come out. He will be able to record anything that you have, any type of a conference, or you have a band, you want to capture that. He is for hire. He does this for a living. That's what he does, and he does a great job at it. Has the ability to edit it.
First-class job, absolutely.
Impact Media, Kim and Kotis. You can contact him through us or directly through him. But make sure if you need that videography work, you contact Impact Media.
5 minutes counting down here in the third quarter, and I tell you what, Sailors haven't missed a beat, really playing hard inside. Fun for the ball. They're going to call. What are they going to call here? They're going to call it on Muskegon? Thought they might have called the Sailor on the back, but they didn't. Nice having head coach Nick Bronsma with us here. And I tell you what, Nick's having just a great season at Orchard View. And Brad Kerr's team, I tell you what, the kids have played fun. I had a chance to talk to the officials at halftime a little bit. I was getting some water, and they were asking me, what the difference was. And I just said, I think the kids believe in themselves a little bit more. Nice ball rotation here. Try to force it in, and can't do that. That's up against the athleticism of Muskegon. A little jumper from the paint right there. It's going to put the Big Reds up by 1:4:31 coming up. Had a chance to talk to the officials a little bit while I was getting the water. Nice. And they were asking, what's up with the Sailors? I go, I think it just takes time for kids to get used to the fourth coach in 4 years. What Brad Kurtz is doing, bringing it in here. And when you get your rear end handed to it one time, you don't want to get it handed to it twice in the same season. And you learn from your mistake, and that's how you learn.
4:21 left here in the third period. 28-27 Big Reds right now, but again, this is anybody's ball game if you're looking at the score and you're looking at the play on this court. Shot.
Well, it's one thing you got to learn too. If you take a three, 90% of the time, the longer the shot, the longer the rebound.
Yep.
The ball's going to go out there, and you see, there's a lost start following your shot.
Almost a turnover there by the Sailors.
Well, I tell you what, though, the Sailors are just taking it to the hole and not afraid. Big Reds up by 1:3:40 counting down here in the third quarter. Glad that you are joining us wherever and however you may be listening.
It's going to be a Big Red ball. I'll tell you right now, what you would expect from the Big Reds right now is for them to dig deep into their talent, their capabilities, their speed, and try to overwhelm the Sailors, who are still so young. And they're working off of pure emotion and energy right now. You can tell that, again, they're fired up and they're using every little bit of what they got to bring it to the house.
Yeah, with the unfortunate passing of Devin Gardner,
Gibbs,
the state championship banner, senior night, all these emotions. Boy, got to just be a huge feather in their cap if they could come away with a victory tonight.
We mentioned Devin Gibbs. So those of you who have not seen it or followed it on social media and the news, Devin Gibbs, one of the football players, a senior here at Mona Shores.
Heart goes out, but Devin,
leukemia just before the beginning of the football season. He was a huge inspiration for the football team all the way through to Ford Field. Shortly after Ford Field had a bone marrow transplant, but unfortunately succumbed to the leukemia that he had been struggling with, and he just recently passed away a couple days ago. So our heart goes out.
Was a great young man, great family. Had his initials on the back of the helmets. And
the Sailor Nation Sports Network family heart goes out to Devin's family and friends, and this school really. That's the second big loss that this senior class has seen over this year, and just a tragedy. Just a tragedy.
Aaron pass right there, throwing the guy was on the wing at the elbow right there that he had shot down to the low post.
I'd like to thank all of you for joining us here at the John Vandervelde Nexus Realty broadcast booth here at the Sailor Center, and Connor is working through all of these Lake Michigan Insurance instant replays as they come up. He's picking them off and
doing a great job too, I'll tell you.
Johnny is working the magic on the floor.
Left hand layup for the basket after the fast break. Boy, was that pretty. tell you what, the Sailors are playing enthused basketball tonight. I have not seen the Montessori team in years play this well, this excited.
Definitely A-grade basketball right now.
Oh, it's just
Coach
different
Kurth
basketball.
has got to be absolutely
Absolutely.
excited about the way that they're playing right now. Win or lose, they came into this game with the right attitude and the right approach. 32-31 currently. Sailors up, waiting on one more free throw.
Coach Kurth is assisted by Doug Burse, Scott Fongers, Kylie Jackson, and Noah Martin. So he's got a good group of people. And Doug Burse, what a great guy Doug Burse is. As everybody, but I know Doug very well. I coached with him, called some of his games when I was doing the announcing. Doug is just a first-class guy, coached his son. Kobe is here, graduated from Miami.
3. So a little bit different. The threes that we saw from the Sailors falling. Nice block. Nice block and takeaway.
Right there by Keontae Richards. Richards with the swat.
Sailors got to get some of those threes to fall that they were able to get in the first. There's a turnover by the Sailors.
That was telegraphed. Rare miss, out of bounds by the Big Reds. It'll be Sailor ball out of bounds.
32-32. Sailors are playing them so tough.
109.
We were
Simmons checking in for the Big Reds.
You know, I wish we had had one more headset. We had all 4 headsets here going, Nick, with interviews and everything else. We asked both Mike Meekoff and Nick Bronsma. Mike gave us what his account of what it would have been in the locker room at halftime for the Muskegon team.
Yeah.
With Coach Guy. And then Nick, he played the role of Coach Kurth and what we expected. It was pretty interesting
I bet.
what they would have said in the locker room during those circumstances.
Right. Yeah.
It was a really good exchange.
Just to speculate a bit, whoever was being Coach Kurth had just been elated and just all positives.
Well,
Let's keep doing what we're doing. We're doing the right
not only that, you play off of the fact that there are only 2 periods of basketball left in this gym for these seniors that are There's 2 periods of basketball that you can go out and beat your crosstown rivals and hang
I know.
There's two periods left.
It's going to be the last time these seniors will play Muskegon. They're done after 8 minutes and 33 seconds left in their career here at the 8th wonder of the world.
30 seconds left here in the 3rd period. Muskegon looking to milk some time off of the clock. Add a basket to it, 20 seconds left. 34-32.
34-32. Muskegon full court press, man-to-man press. Sailors break it.
Good pressure. A little too much on that last shot.
Too much, and that's going to be the end of the 3rd quarter action. I tell you what, you could have asked for a better 3rd quarter action with the score. Muskegon 34. The Sailors only down by 2.
We'll take a quick break, and we'll come right back. Okay. All right. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, here for the last period of play. 8 minutes left. 34-32. Your Sailors are keeping it tight here at the Sailors Center. Welcome to the John Vandervelde Nexus Realty broadcast booth here, Sailor Nation Sports Network. You are joining us live. The last regular season home game that the Sailors are going to have, and senior night for a couple of important seniors that have played very, very well within the school. Drew Southland and Keegan DeKuyper will be moving on out of high school. So
Keegan, I think, is going to go to Hope College and play soccer for the Dutch.
No, that doesn't surprise me at all. Yeah, he's a great goalkeeper.
Oh, yeah.
Muskegon going to the line. Good foul.
Sailor foul number 24, Donovan Russell, his fourth of the game. It's the fourth team foul, but it's going to put the Big Ones at the 2-2 at the line.
First one goes in.
Anthony Sidnor the third. You know, Mike Niekoff is nice enough to give me Nick Brown's cell phone, and I'm going to send him a text tomorrow and just thank him again for spending
fantastic,
some time. It was just wonderful.
Almost a
and this is going to be one of the keys right here. You know, remember, how UNC have always had, keys of the game.
Yep.
Huge key right here. Ball possession, turnovers.
Yep.
Huge.
Well, you can see that there's a lot more press on Muskegon right now, and they're getting a lot more action out of it too. Sailors are not moving nearly as fast to the basket as what they were, but Keegan DeKuyper is going to call him. They're going to give him a reach in?
No, they're going to say he was out of bounds.
Oh boy, I don't know about that.
Well, the guy was the official was down here by the end, so he had a good view, but right.
So a turnover by stepping out of bounds for
7-13, counting 7-10 now, counting down here in fourth quarter. Sailors still in their 2-3 zone.
Muskegon looking to slow the game down a little bit, it looks, set it up. Dish out to the side, and that's going to be a charge. Yep. Sailors draw the charge on that.
Well, I tell you what, both guys upset, but the officials has been consistent. That's a fourth charge of the game, and they have not stopped at all. Coach Guy's talking to the wrong guy, the official over on the far side, and he's patting him on the back. Yeah, but Coach Guy is just an incredible coach. He's got charisma. He's got passion for the game. Big red foul on the press, number 3.
Grab his arm. Oh, what is that foul called?
It's called holding. It's just holding.
It is a holding.
Grabbing. Khalil Stimmage picking up his first foul, third team foul here.
Full court press here by Muskegon. Dropping back now.
Frederick Hall on the defense, number 12.
36-32. The Sailors need to settle down, get back into a little bit of the rhythm that they found in the first half of this.
Yeah, they don't want to get 6-8 points down in the fourth quarter. Then it becomes really hard. Then Muskegon really puts the clamps on you.
5 seconds. Shot clock.
Coach Guy.
Got to get a shot. Got to get a shot. I thought I saw him counting it off. No shot. So it's going to be Mona Shore's ball. That's one of the things I do wish that I knew a little bit more of.
What's that?
What the referees are actually signaling as far as fouls and stuff.
Oh, I can help you on that one.
What was that last one?
I didn't see what he do.
Oh, okay.
Foul on the floor.
Okay.
The foul was on the floor.
Again, Sailors looking to set it up, but a lot more pressure now by Muskegon.
Yeah, they're going to force some hands right now for sure. Boy, tough man-to-man defense.
Yep, sure is. You're going to have to get that shot.
The Sailors. But good motion by the Sailors. Sailors aren't standing around. They're moving all the time. It's going to be a turnover right there. Second one in a row now. Got a little break. And the basket.
Boy.
Sailors going to go up now by 6.
I'm surprised there wasn't a call on that actually.
You're going to have a timeout here. You're right. And Brad Kerr. This is a great timeout right here.
Sure, slow the game down.
Slow the game.
Yep.
We got to talk what we're doing. We've had 2 turnovers in a row right now. And this is a really good timeout by Coach Kurth.
And not to mention you're down by 6, which means you've got to take what you have left and shave off from Muskegon's lead. They're not going away. They're still going to be making baskets. You need to take advantage of any opportunity you can for a rebound, a defensive rebound. You've got to take any opportunity you can for a turnover, but more importantly, you got to take those turnovers and turn them into points, whether they're 2 or 3. Right now, each one counts. You have 30 seconds left in this timeout. Great game. I'll tell you what, this was a better game by even Mike admitted that he was really wrong about what Mona Shores was going to be able to do here in this game. I said, you're not wrong, Mike. You're just surprised. He said, well, yeah, of course. So again, counting down this timeout. You mentioned a great timeout by.
Oh, it's a well-called timeout. Welcome. You know, there are timeouts. You know, you only get so many timeouts in a game, and you've got to save them for key. This is a great timeout. There's 5:23. You're down by 6 now, and this is make or break time.
Sure is.
Couple more baskets. If you get down by 10, it's going to be tough.
Well, right now, this is when you're going to test the grit that you have as a team,
yeah.
the mental grit. Because, again, you're climbing out of a little hole. You don't want it to be a bigger hole, but you had to focus. This is a marathon at this point. You can't try to rush
full
it.
Full court, man-to-man press. I mean, they're going to put the clamps and the jaws on.
There it is, nice drive.
There, and there's a little
That's a
block
foul.
by the Big Reds.
Nope, actually no foul. He's going to give me out of bounds.
Go out of bounds. Ball be saying the ball out of bounds. 5:12 remaining, 38-32. Muskegon up by 6. Sailors with the inbound. Running a little set play here. Going to go out to the top to Biddy. Dimitri Roberson.
There's a nice pass. I tell you, I think
Richards.
I think what they're going to have to do, they're going to have to figure out a way to slip somebody underneath and get that pass. They've been passing around the horn like this, but they can't get any drive. There's a nice drive.
Yeah, right. Nice drive, nice move, rebound, go up, block.
Boy, I'll tell you what, 2.
Yeah. Big Reds, you know, you see a little pep in the Big Red step right now, don't
absolutely. But again, this is that mental game. You're still only down by 6.
Oh, yeah.
Got to get a turnover.
Yes,
Got to get that
You are
rebound.
not out of this game at all. You're just down by 6.
Turnovers and rebounds. Freezing the clock here a little bit, or burning the clock rather. Burning the clock as much as they can.
Oh, yeah. They're in no hurry.
Well, and I think they're a bit afraid that Mona Shores
they're going to force Mona. Here's what Keith Guy's thinking right now. You're in a zone. I got the lead. I'm going to hang on to the zone to force you to go into a man to try to get the turnover. That's what Keith Guy's going to force him. I don't need to shoot the ball. You want to stay back? Fine, I'll milk the clock. I'm up by 6. You eventually have to come out of your zone and force the action. And if not, then I'll get the little shot. But right now,
turnover, boy, they had the rebound. That's a charge.
Yeah, it's a walk. Too,
Unbelievable.
Down by 8 now.
That looked like a charge to me. He was planted pretty well.
Timeout. Another good timeout.
Yes.
Here's what Coach Kurth is going to have to say. We've got to get quicker shots, number 1. How? How's that going to happen? Well, can we pound it down low? Are they in a man out of the zone?
Say hi to Kimmin over there.
Oh, what's up, Kimmin? The best in the business, Kimmin Codas. Yeah, if you guys need Kimmin for anything, please reach out to us. Reach out to Kimmin. He's here for you.
And becoming one of the best in the business.
Yeah.
Mr. Connor Fritz. Connor Fritz. He has been running the show tonight. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. I've been watching the feed here on both YouTube and Facebook tonight. We do that whenever we can to make sure that everybody has quite the opportunity to see what we're doing. But Connor's even mic'd up. Why don't you say a few words, Connor?
Why don't you tell us about that new haircut you got? Because it is sweet, man. It's a
great
sweet cut.
I've never looked better, you know.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. You never look better.
No, I like the haircut. I think we got to take off the hat. Give it a zoom.
Hey, I'm gonna pass on that politely.
All right, buddy. You look great.
So much for the
Speaking about
opportunity.
stuff, what's coming down the pike for us? Do we have anything?
We've got nothing after tonight.
No, because it's all tournament.
Yeah,
action
tournament
right now.
stuff, and
So we're
of
kinda
course
like-
some unavailabilities,
Yep.
for various different things. But we're winding down into the postseason, where we a
Well,
lot
the
of it
winter
is
sports are coming to an
winter sport.
end,
Yeah,
and
that's
we'll
right.
start talking about spring sports.
That's right. So soon enough, we'll hopefully have some type of an idea and a schedule of what we're going to cover in our spring sports. So stay tuned. We'll continue to follow our teams
Spring
that are.
sports will come in earnest about a month from now, right after
That's
spring
right.
break.
That's correct. Yeah. There's a three. That's a perfect
That's what
three.
you needed right there.
Yes.
That's what you needed right there. Down by 5 now.
Girls basketball looking really good for postseason. Hockey, they are at the regional finals on Saturday against Byron Center, who is undefeated.
And there's a turnover right there. So little things are happening right here. So a big game against
Byron Center, coming up, yep.
down at K-Wing Stadium.
Oh.
And we give it right back.
There we go.
Turnover led to another, and
Okay.
we get it right back.
That's a good mental stay in the game right there. Nice pass.
3.
Southland.
In the hole. Southland brings the Sailors within 2.
Well, I tell you what.
And Coach Guy
That's
for the
right.
Big Reds is going to call a timeout. So big momentum switch right there. Coach Kurth calling his 2 timeouts. Now Coach Guy forcing it with a 1-minute timeout. I'll tell you what.
This is fantastic. I'll tell you what. Who would have predicted that Mona Shores would have brought this effort? Not effort. I shouldn't say that because they've been bringing effort all season long. But this A game, they've dialed it all in as a team. Not only as a team, but as individuals, they are putting it together. And again, we talk about Drew Southland. He has had a fire game tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Son of Stephanie and Scott Southland. Scott, a revered player here at Mona Shores years and years and years ago. And the Southland boys are following in Dad's footsteps
Boy,
for sure.
you're not kidding. I never met Dad, but I had a chance to talk to him during football season. The son Jake is just a great kids, just great kids, number one. Coach with Keegan DeKuyper's dad here, Jeff.
Keegan, the other senior, graduating out this year along with Drew. Both of them exceptional students as well as athletes, and overall great people. It's what you expect and hope and want for, and a student as they're growing up and getting ready to move out into the college and real world. So back online here, 2:42 left. Sailors within 2, 40-38.
Yep.
Big Reds are up.
Heidi Jackson and Noah Martin, our managers on the team. Got to have great managers, and I'm sure Coach Kurtz does. 2:28. Sailors still sticking in the zone, so it hasn't forced them. Now you can stay in the zone. You don't have to come out into a man.
This could be a disadvantage to Muskegon if they burn too much clock. They need enough clock to go up.
3-point shot. Oh, that might be a dagger right there now. Makes it a 2-possession game for the Sailors.
2:05 left. Sailors going to look for a quick score here. 3.
3-0.
Board, but got the offensive rebound.
Rebound back. Little shot from the side right there. No good, out of bounds. He's calling to Muskegon ball. The official on the baseline didn't have a good look. So
we get an instant replay on that at all? Okay. It's all good. I'm going to try to see if we happen to catch that one. It's all good.
Again. What a nice game to end our winter season with. My goodness.
Yeah, absolutely.
For the Big Reds, number 12, Hall.
This has been a good winter for us. Hockey, bowling, competitive cheer, girls basketball, boys basketball, wrestling. We covered them all.
Yep.
Except for swimming, and we couldn't get into swimming.
Kimmin was able to get into Spring
Oh,
Lake
that's
and
right, he
record
was.
it.
We covered everything.
We did replay it, but we're unable to do it live.
Yeah.
We got to get with Mick and really put some focus on stuff next year
Yes,
for both
absolutely.
the ladies and the boys.
Yeah.
The Turtles.
I love the names that they come up with. That. It's great. We're down to 122. Sailors down by 5. Now Sailors are into the man defense a little bit. They're man all the way across now. Big Reds are going to hold. That's going to put, that'll be the 15th foul. Now, this is a big one. Doesn't put Muskegon in the shooting foul. It's only the 5th. The 7th puts them into the 1-and-1 situation. After the 10th, it's the double bonus. So out
again,
of Muskegon.
To take them out of this, hold the ball, do you go in and actually get the fouls? Do you go in? You should stop
eventually you're going to have to.
Yep.
Eventually you're going to have to. Or they'll just do this.
Yep. I would start reaching in and trying to get that ball. Worst case scenario is you get the foul.
And it's happening right now.
Yep. Worst case scenario is you get the foul. Best case scenario, you get a turnover and an opportunity to try to tighten this game up. 43-38.
Dimitri Roberson.
55.6 seconds left. Muskegon takes a timeout. There was a Muskegon timeout. Correct?
It's a Muskegon timeout. This is a good timeout because this is what Coach Guy, if I'm Coach Guy, number one, they're no longer in the zone. They're out in a man.
Yep.
Number two, what's happening, they're going to have to foul. So what are we going to do? Well, let's make the free throw. It's still 1 in bonus still. All right, you make the first, you get the second. One more foul puts, I'm sorry, no. It's ball out of bounds right now because it's not the 17th.
Correct.
So Muskegon will take the ball. Next foul would be the 1 in bonus situation. So there's different scenarios that you're going to look at. Now the question is, have you done research? And you probably haven't on who to foul and who's the worst free throw shooter at Muskegon. You probably don't know because you don't do that much scouting like football.
Right. Once again, thank you guys all for joining us here. Sailor Nation Sports Network from the John Vandervelde Nexus Realty broadcast booth. Connor, Johnny, Kimmin, Nick, and I. Our other partner, Steve DeLong, is over at Muskegon tonight with the Lady Sailors.
I had a nice talk with Steve on my way home from school, and I wished him the best of luck. I want to wish his daughter the very Megan had an appendicitis down at school, and they removed it. She is now home, and we want to wish Megan the very best with her recovery.
Been through that. Did you ever have your appendix taken out?
I have not.
I did.
You did?
Yeah. Did you? Yeah.
Yeah, she was in a lot of pain, and
I thought it was food poisoning.
They thought that's exactly what Steve and his wife thought, Dina.
I thought it was food poisoning, and went in there, and I as much told him so because I had food poisoning, and it felt just like it.
Sure.
And he says, it might be food poisoning, or it might be your appendix. And about half an hour, 45 minutes later, I was put under and
pulled out.
Yep, you got it.
Well, that's something about the Greek, with all the olive oil, it pretty much takes care of a lot of internal problems.
Is that right?
It's like lube. It's like STP oil treatment. It just lubes everything up nicely.
44-38.
Down by 6 now, 53 seconds remaining.
Makes both of the free throws, which
Big Red's hitting key free throws now to go up.
7 points is a
possession game now.
53.3 seconds. You need to
move really
fast.
Tough on it. It's a sure 3-point, 3-possession game. But I tell you what, nothing but kudos to Coach Kurth and his staff. Nothing but kudos to them. Taking too long here. Use 10 seconds as a 3. No good.
38 seconds left. Muskegon has the ball. They're going to try and control as much as they can. Not even letting Sailors draw the foul.
Yep, there's a foul right there, down to 31.5 seconds. It's the 8th team, so it's a 1-on-1 situation. Make the first, get the second for the Sailors. So for our two seniors, Drew Southland and Keegan DeKuyper, I tell you what, the Sailors are young. Everybody comes back with 2 key cogs, but those are key cogs.
Yeah, they are. But again, now you have the opportunity to build. With Kurth in here, you're going to have a lot more flexibility to develop and build the program the way you want to. You mentioned it several times. Even Coach Brosman mentioned how awesome it is to have a coach in the building.
It's huge. I wish I could be at Mona Shores being able to help, Coach Kozak. I just don't have the opportunity.
3 banked off the back.
3 off the board, timeout.
Sailors take a timeout. 18.5 seconds left, 47-41, 6-point game, still a pretty tall order considering Muskegon has the ball. They're in possession, right?
Oh, yeah.
13 seconds, 18 seconds?
13.3, I think it was. Not a lot. You know, you're looking at the eighth wonder of the world here at the Sailor Center, and you look at the east end of Sailor Stadium.
Right.
It's golf, it's hockey, it's gymnastics. That's it.
Well,
Golf, gymnastics, and hockey. Finally, the south wall turned into football.
Yep.
Now we can make the west wall, the east wall. We got other walls here. We can be filling up.
Yep.
Banner looks good.
Yeah. So I tell you what, a lot more room over there for more.
Yeah. 4 or 5 more would be kind of fun.
It would.
Got a good group. Matt's got a good group coming back. This junior class is a very talented class. JV team was a good team. We went 4-2. Turnovers were our Achilles heel. 10 turnovers in 2 games. It's brutal. Absolutely. You don't have the ball, you can't score. Same here, 18.5 seconds. Correction on that clock. Running it in. Got a quick foul there. Uses 1 second up. Going to put the Sailors still in the. I was going to say he's going to put the Big Reds in the 1-on-1 situation still. At the line is going to be number 12 for Muskegon, Frederick Hull. Ethan Hill checking in for Muskegon. Anthony Sidnor, timeout. Mona Shores.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I'm checking our feed and that kind of stuff to see.
How many people we got tonight?
Between the two of them, we were in about 50 between the two broadcasts.
Not bad.
So
well, thank you very much.
Not bad at all. Always a pleasure to have you guys joining us. And Connor says hi to everybody as well. You can put the microphone down and say hi to you, mom and dad, your brothers and sisters, and all that kind of stuff if you wanted to. Absolutely, you could.
So, do we have any special announcement? Anything special coming down the tube here for Sailor Nation?
Not for us.
Or are we going to be like in hibernation mode for a little bit?
Yeah, keep an eye out. There's probably more information to come out about the video board, the video screen, which is in the process of trying to raise the funds to 100% cover the cost for it.
And you having that inside knowledge of stuff, though, with the position.
Well, I know just enough to be dangerous. How's that?
And you dangerous. You are a dangerous man with some information in your hand.
Just enough to be dangerous.
Yeah, but it's
hey, I got to tell you a quick story.
Okay.
Absolute miracle. It was a former graduate of Mona Shores. I will withhold his name because I can't talk about that kind of stuff. But we had the most amazing. I've witnessed in my job up until yesterday one miracle in my entire career, and I'm pretty sure that we had another miracle yesterday. It was a bona fide water emergency.
Whoa.
Gentleman had accidentally been knocked out of his boat when he turned, and he didn't have any flotation device on. By the stroke of absolute luck, there happened to be a woman on the other side of the lake, Mona Lake, that was watching out her window at the time it occurred, was able to recognize that something wasn't quite right, called 911, said that there was somebody still in the water. Unfortunate for us, during the wintertime, we don't have our boat readily available. It's not at the station.
This is unusual time. Everything's usually frozen.
So we respond to the area that it is reported that he's at, but one of our crews are also on the way to the storage where our boat is, so that we can launch and go out there, which would have taken a tremendous amount of time comparatively to what this gentleman had left. Yeah. And we spotted him. He was about 75 to 100 yards off the shore. We didn't have a boat. We couldn't swim to him.
The game's coming down here, and the Big Reds are bringing it up. But I tell you what a difference a few weeks makes in basketball.
Oh, sure. This. Absolutely.
49-41. The Big Reds pull away with the victory.
But a well-fought game.
And a well-fought game. It was senior night. Keegan DeKuyper and Drew Southland graduating. It's our last telecast But finish your story now.
So he's in the water 15, 20 minutes, freezing cold. If he would have been in the water 1 or 2 more minutes, he probably wouldn't have made it. But the most miraculous part about it is we didn't have a boat readily available to us. We were in the process of getting ready to put it in the water. But the boat he had been thrown out of came up on shore right where we were.
Stop it.
Exactly.
So you guys
where we
just
were.
hop
We used
in
his boat to go out and get him to bring him back in. Yeah.
Oh,
it was
my
incredible.
God, that's
an
amazing.
Absolute miracle. And he's alive today because of a lot of. I'm certain that the divine intervention, the moons and stars aligned for sure.
Hey, I got a question for you. I'm sure you don't, but you guys don't have a helicopter access to a helicopter, do you?
No, we do not. No,
yeah.
we don't. Mr. Nick Bronsma.
Be good, Nick.
Goodbye.
Congrats. Good luck. Nick
So
Bronsma leaving, and
let's Johnny on the cam. Kim's looking at Johnny right now. Johnny can wave. There we go.
Johnny, wave over there, buddy.
We got Connor right here. You know, he's hiding behind the wall, that kind of stuff. There he is. So this is it was a loss on the scoreboard, but this was definitely a win for the Basket
It was a moral
Boys
win. It was
program.
a moral win. Absolutely.
And Coach Kurth and these sailors did a fantastic job here. Can't ask for a whole lot more. Really, this was more than what we had expected, and they really, truly showed up and shined for the Sailor Nation this year.
This was more than we expected based on previous, results, and they had only won 2 games against Union. But overall, though, the winter was wonderful for us for what we covered. It was incredible by all the different sports here this winter, from hockey, having Executive Director Mark Ewell with us for a whole period.
Yep.
We had Steve Swanker for wrestling.
Yep.
We had Emma Dykstra for competitive cheer.
Haley.
Haley. I mean, they made us sound good.
Yeah, and then to be able to interview both Nick Bronsma and Mike Meekoff tonight was fantastic.
Yeah, it was all good, buddy.
So I think we're going to wrap up our winter sports season here. I don't know of anything. Maybe we sneak one in. Maybe we don't. I'm not sure. But right now it doesn't look as though we have anything. So we're going to be looking forward to bringing you some of the spring sports, something we didn't get a chance to do last year because COVID shut everything down.
No, it'll be nice. So we'll have track. And I'm announcing a couple track meets this year.
Are you really?
Home meets, so maybe.
Wow.
Look at me.
Wow.
So maybe we could do that while I'm announcing at the same time. We could do a home on that.
Good.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, and I got the dates and I'll send them. So we've got track, baseball, softball at the new facilities.
Yep.
Will be exciting to be there.
Girls soccer.
Yeah. At the new facilities as well.
Yeah, so we've got some really fun stuff coming up.
Yeah, we got some good stuff. So.
Well, with that, I think we'll cut out of here, and we'll take this moral victory. Although it was a loss on the scoreboard, is certainly a victory for this program, which is up and coming. And
Coach Kurth has got a lot to look forward to.
Yep, he certainly does.
10 out of the 12 kids coming back.
Connor, you ready to queue up our end broadcast over there?
Yes, sir.
He is all set. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for joining us here. For my wonderful partner on the broadcast, Mr. Nick Davros. For Connor Fritz, who's been running the technical show, for Kimmin, and for Johnny, who have been bringing you the pictures all night long. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you on our next broadcast.
This is Sailor Nation Sports Network. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.